Hey, it's Mike. I am back, and I hope I'm not glitchy. I don't want to be glitchy anymore. So you guys have to tell me if I'm being glitchy. Hey, it's Jeff. How you doing, Jeff? Good to see you here. And Dagmar, good to see you. And Fake Human, of course. Justice for Little Girls. Yep. And Probably Nuts, Coffee and Comic Donuts for breakfast. Some Hollywood maybe. The trolls are obsessed. The trolls are obsessed. Absolutely. So, welcome everybody. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of videos. I got the magical mystery story. We're gonna do that. I got a bunch of videos to watch and make fun of, and I got some stuff to talk about before we get into that. So let's get right into the opening. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
All right. So great. Thanks for sticking that out with me. So we got Fake Human running after that Kiwi with the cops in pursuit. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, that's a good one. I'm going to go right into that, and let's take a look at let's take a look at some of let's take a look at some of this, just for fun. Hey, Snoggle. Hey, Snoggle, how you doing? Great to see you here. All right, let's take a look at someone. Let's take a look at someone who was chasing after some kiwi, and then got caught by the cops. Let's take a look at this. So there he is. That's oh, wait a minute. There we go. All right. So that's my man there. That's Tatva Darshan there. When he was arrested in Phnom Penh in the back of a police car, he was caught with a 12-year-old Kiwi in a hotel, and he got charged with debauchery with a minor. And that's him. I'd never seen this video before. And to tell you the truth, he is the reason that I got out of this whole cult. He's the reason that he started my whole exit, because I had to figure out what was going on and why the people that I was working with decided they wanted to work with this guy. And that's how I got out of this. There he is. You can see. You can see him there with his stupid Sika. There, with his head of hair and his stupid Sika, thinking he's the. Oh, I got a mic problem here. Why do I have a mic problem? There we go. All right, that's better. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, so there he is. There he is being led into the courtroom. Yeah, I think it's better now. I fixed it. And so as you can see, this was the Associated Press archive, and it says right there, suspected U.S. pedophile appears in court. And in here it says, what you're looking at, it says, number one, police guarding Phnom Penh Municipal Court. Number two, American Thomas Wayne Rapinoe sitting in a police car. Close-up of Rapinoe's hands in handcuffs. Close-up of Rapinoe's face. Pan as police officers lead Rapinoe out of car towards court. Police taking Rapinoe into court. Cutaway of cameraman. And a wide shot of the court exterior. And then it says down here, an American man has been arrested and charged with debauchery in Cambodia. A court official said on Friday, Thomas Wayne Rapinoe, 55, from Florida, was charged with debauchery during a court appearance in Phnom Penh on Friday, municipal prosecutor Sok Kalian said. Debauchery is a broad Cambodian legal term for sex offenses involving minors, and is punishable by 10 to 20 years in jail. So it's no minor offense. That is a 10 to 20 year offense that he was charged with. And he actually was found guilty and sentenced to jail. And then the Ritviks that I was working with, I didn't know about it. They did this. They didn't. That's the thing. They didn't want me to know. Like, I'm not going to find out. It's insanity. So they, behind my back, are like trying, without telling me anything. They went and visited him in India once he got out of jail. They went and visited him in India, and they were like, we're all buddy-buddy. And when I found out about it and confronted him with it, I said, I don't want to have anything to do with this guy, really. I don't want anything. And that's when all hell broke loose. And that started me on the way out. Can you turn up the volume? Wow, okay. How's that? Is that better? Because I'm up. I don't know. I'm really sorry about all the technical problems that I'm having all of a sudden. Everything was great, and then last couple of days, everything kind of went haywire. How's the volume now? Is it okay? I'm not showing any problems with the volume at this time. Can you let me know if it's okay? All right, I'm gonna go. So that's Tat Vidarshan. So if you ever, it's the same. No, it's showing. I'm really good in the volume. I don't know how about now. Maybe I need a new microphone. I don't know. I don't know. Let's try. Okay, so that's Tat Vidarshan. So when I mention Tat Vidarshan, you don't know what I'm talking about. Is the mic? It's still bad, huh? I really apologize about that. I can hear you. Then again, I'm on a phone. Was he prosecuted? Not. Was he prosecuted? Not. Yes, he was prosecuted. He was found guilty. He went to jail. He served at least he served like a year, and then these Ritviks went and they got him out. And I don't know how they got him out, but they got him out of jail. Like, they paid some money to get him out. I don't know if it was. I don't know how they did it, but they got him out. So that's that. Now I wanted to just mention. Yeah, he served 1 year. He served like about a year, and then they got him out. These guys went and got him out. All these buddies of his got him out, and then they defended him. See, they were defending him, saying, "Well, he's not a pedophile because she was 12 years old, and the girl's got to be under 11, and so he's really 12 years old is okay." See, they went right to Prabhupada's books and said it's okay. First, they said it's abominable, even if someone does an abominable act. Krishna says we still have to, think of them as being saintly, something like that. And then they want to say, well, she was 12, so it's not really an abominable act. So I don't know. I don't know if it's the abominable act or it's not. If it is, it's not. Because they're like, if he did an abominable act, then we have to forgive him and not criticize him. But then, if she's 12, it's really not an abominable act, now is it? No, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's all a bunch of bullshit. The guy was the guy was in a hotel with a 12-year-old girl. You can't. The guy's 55 years old in a hotel with a 12-year-old girl. There's no other way to explain it. There's no other way. And they want to say, well, it's Vedic. Vedic? What is Vedic? To go to a hotel in Phnom Penh, fly from your farm in India to Phnom Penh, get a 12-year-old girl, take her to a hotel, and then do some debauchery with her. That's Vedic. You gonna tell me that's Vedic? And you're saying that Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita wants us to forgive this guy? Just act as if he didn't do it. Yeah, he's in. He has his own thing, and he preaches at Madhu Pandit's. Madhu Pandit promotes this guy all the time. He's at the Bangalore temple. He's sitting up there. He's gray. He's got flowers around his neck. Thinks he's a holy man. They do. They think they can get away with it. They can get away with anything. And you know, and so I wanted to say that knitting cult lady has been talking about the Epstein files, and you know, of course, MAGA is a cult, just like any other cult, and she's been talking about the Epstein files. She's been talking about white supremacy and cults, and how that the pedophilia goes. It goes along with it. It's part of white supremacy. It's part of the feeling like they're above the rich are above the law. That there's no consequences for them because they can do whatever they want. And the young girls is part of it, and then the humiliation, all of these things. She doesn't know anything about Hare Krishna. I mean, she may have studied Hare Krishna a little bit, but she never talks about Hare Krishna. I think she made one video where she briefly mentioned Hare Krishna, and that's how I found her. But when she talks about these type of things, it's Hare Krishna. It goes right into this Gaudiya Vaishnava, right along with this. These guys worshiping the guys like God. All this guru worship, and the other thing about these Epstein files is you see these Deepak Chopra, and the people that you don't expect that would have their names would have anything to do with this guy, with his pedophile island. And these people their names are there, and then you hear about the things that are going on in this island. I mean, you know, it's hard to believe some of the things that they're talking about. It's really hard to believe some of the things they're talking about. And it just reminds me of these women that they say are crazy, and that are talking about these things that are going on in the temple that they witness, satanic things and weird things. And I just go, you know, it's not that crazy. It's just not that fucking crazy. These are rich people that have no consequences. They can do whatever the fuck they want. These gurus get away with everything. They get away with every fucking thing. Molesting little kids, running off with money, running off with women, running off with there's no consequences. No consequences for Rameshwar, no consequences for Bhavananda, no consequences for Bhaktivedya Purna, no consequences for Dadadar for knocking that kid's teeth out of his face. There's no consequences for any of these fuckers. Of course they feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want. And protect their friends. It's no different. These gurus are being worshipped like God and protecting their friends. and molesting little kids. I mean, and it's just part of I don't want to. It's part of the, I guess, like the evil elements of this world that have always been there. Like slavery and all kinds of horrible things, pirating and all kinds of, and shanghaiing people into, there's always been all kinds of, and the human trafficking and all these things have been going on. And it's still going on now. With these rich billionaire people with no consequences, no accountability, no authority, even when they're caught. Even when they're caught, nothing happens. Just like these gurus. They get caught. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. The worst that happens is they tell them they can't lecture somewhere, and then they go and they lecture anyway. Or they tell them they can't initiate new disciples, and then they initiate new disciples anyway. Or they gotta go here and they gotta go there. Ain't nothing happens. Ain't nothing happens. It's disgusting, and this is what these people do. So when you hear stories about, child marriage, they're marrying these little girls off, and these guys I'm saying these guys are pedophiles. I'm saying. I don't care. I don't care what AI says. I already showed where AI is it doesn't want to admit it, just like they don't want to admit it. But when you press it on it, it's like, yeah, you're right. He does say it. He did do it. He did say this and do that. They scam them and scam them and scam them, and while they're scamming them, they're brainwashing them. It's friggin' evil and disgusting. That's what I'm saying. It's evil. It's sinister. This shit is criminal. In France, they invite Brazilian devotees, and because they are here illegally, they're in a vulnerable position. Because they got exploited in the temple, you would kind of not expect this in Europe, right? I expect it anywhere there's a Hare Krishna, somebody's getting scammed. I don't care. I don't care. And you can say, well, Mike, you can't generalize. I can fucking generalize. These people are scamming everybody, and some people don't know. And some people are scamming people, and they don't know they're scamming them because they've been brainwashed. They've been fucking brainwashed. Like this guy. Chadha Ratmadas, dedicated to a life of devotional service. Totally brainwashed. Like he joined ISKCON in St. Louis in 1973. He spent his whole friggin' life. Look at him. He thinks he's on some kind of spiritual path, doing some kind of spiritual thing. All he's doing is promoting a goddamn pedophile cult that promotes child marriage. And he's in denial about it. He's in denial about it. He wants to act like he's not part. I don't do no child marriage. I'm not part of it. Hey, you came back to get another dose. Okay, good. So this guy's brainwashed. Look, he's been in it for 50, 60, 70 years, whatever. The guy, and he's collecting donations. If you feel inclined to donate or to help with the preaching or research of services of Chadha Ratmadas, your contribution would be greatly appreciated. Like what? What am I going to give him money for? You're going to be out of your fucking mind. The fuck is he going to do with my money? Sell more of these fucking pedophile books? More of this child marriage crap? Is that what he's going to do? And then forgive these gurus when they're molesting little kids? That's what he's going to do with my money? Fuck him and his program, his preaching, whatever. Fucking scamming. He ain't nothing but a scammer. Nothing but a fucking scammer. They're all scammers. And the Czech, the favorite type of person to exploit is from Russia and Ukraine. I've seen one Mataji, she was married to a Czech guy and then got bullied. Unfortunately, she has no way to escape. It's the saddest thing. It's the saddest thing. While they're scamming them, they're brainwashing them. So they can't even resist. They can't even resist the friggin' scare. They're fucking brainwashed into this. Hey, how you doing? Karina Karma, man, you're the best. You're the best. Awesome. Good to see you here. And bedtime stories. Bedtime friggin' stories. And this guy's another one. It's just another scammer. So why would I give him money? For what? For what? Support a Sevaka. So he can live off my money? So this guy can live off my money? Like he's a holy man? The friggin' nerve of these people. The nerve of these people. And then Aviator just got supercharged by his dose of guru foot juice. Well, he's attracted to hearing the truth about how all this shit's a scam. Otherwise, he wouldn't be here. He obviously has some doubts about Krishna consciousness. He knows I'm striking a chord. Otherwise, he wouldn't have anything to do with me. He'd be off watching a Krishna movie or something, or reading Prabhupada's books. Because he knows I speak the truth, and I have evidence, and I show it all, he wants to come in here and he wants to see, because he's got doubts in his head. Otherwise, he wouldn't care. If he was fixed up like this guy, if he was like Chadaratmadas, he wouldn't be in here. And he's in here because he's got doubts. He wants to know what I'm saying. Because he's got doubts. That's the whole reason he's there. So this, and that's what I'm saying. These guys, they think that they can cosplay. Look, he's got cosplay. He's got the tilak. He's got all the tilak on his arms and everything. He's got the tattoos. So he's in it for life. He's got the tattoos. He's wearing a dhoti. He's in the dirt. He's laying in the dirt. He's totally cosplaying, and he wants me to donate. He wants to get donations so he can just continue cosplaying for the rest of his life. This is friggin' insanity. Hey, how you doing? It's good to see you, Jabron. Babe, it's always good to see you. You missed everything. You missed everything. Hey, yeah. So why are you gonna? So he wants donations so we can finance his cosplaying life, his life of cosplaying as some holy man. That's all he wants to do. And he's got some videos on here, but you know what? I've had enough of this guy. I don't want anything to do with this guy anymore. But I do have. I want to get into the magical mystery story of the untold story of an American who chose monk life. He left everything for Krishna. So I just want to point out, these guys are always quick to say, I'm a monk. I'm a monk. I'm a monk. If you start doing something for a year or two, you're not a monk. You need to do it for like 10 years at the minimum, okay? 10 years, 15 years minimum before you can say you're a monk. And I don't care what color clothes you're wearing, your head is shaved, you're chanting or whatever the fuck. You ain't no fucking monk because you following 4 regular principles for the last 6 months. That ain't shit. You're just cosplaying as a fucking white Hindu. So, here we go with this guy. Here we go.
My name is Avaduta Chandra Das. I'm part of the Krishna Life Yatra. I'm the gardener. We just purchased a new farm, 600 acres. So I'll be living there with my wife. I'm the first of the brahmacharis to get married, and I plan on devoting my life to serving the farm project there, which is part of Srila Prabhupada's mission. And I'll speak a little bit about how I joined Krishna.
So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This whole thing is farm project. Open up a farm so people can go live, because the end of the world is coming. This is a doomsday cult. And I don't want to focus on the doomsday cult. the doomsday aspect of it. But it really is, because part of Srila Prabhupada's mission, like he just said, is these farm projects. The reason Prabhupada wanted these farm projects is because he thought the end of the world was going to come, and the world was going to be destroyed, nuclear war, and there'd be nowhere to live, and that the only place to live would be devotees, be like Mad Max, and the only people that would have land and food and a way of life would be the Hare Krishnas, and then the Hare Krishnas were going to rebuild the world in this Vedic culture, which is insanity. It's insanity.
Consciousness. I am from Milwaukee. I'm from America. I grew up in the United States, and there's a book that Jayapataka Maharaj wrote called Milwaukee to Mayapur. So, yeah, I was born there in Milwaukee. It's a normal place in America. I had an average upbringing. I was baptized when I was a little boy, and my grandmother, she always jokes with us. She says, I was born in the same church and I was married in the same church, and she said, I'll die in the same church. So my family, they're just average Americans, and I had somewhat of a normal upbringing, but in America, life is not so exciting, and although a lot of people want to go to America, I felt like deep down inside there was always something more that I wanted. And so I went through school as a youth, as a boy, and made different friends, and I had, a normal life as a young kid in America. But I went through grade school, elementary school, and then I went through high school. And when I was 18, I graduated high school, and my older brother took me to a big festival, and there were thousands of people there, and I was kind of at a point in my life where I was, I just graduated high school, like my entire life was ahead of me.
Yeah.
So I was searching, and
it sure was. Your whole life was ahead of you. Your whole life is still ahead of you. You can still get out of this and get your life back. But yeah, your whole life was ahead of you, absolutely.
And even when I was in high school, I wasn't so much like the other kids. I was really into the Beatles, actually, which kind of led me into Krishna consciousness somehow. But I was like collecting vinyls and listening to music and like old records, and I played music here and there, but I wasn't a musician or anything like that. But yeah, we went to this big music festival, and I was 18 years old, and there was thousands of people there celebrating art, music. It was like a big, spiritual gathering, and I went there that summer, and we were there. It's a camping festival, so you live in a tent, and there's people just everywhere, and everyone's partying and having a good time. And sure enough, the second day that we were there, the devotees, there was a book distributor there, and he came up to our campsite, and he gave my brother a book, and then he handed me a book, and I had no idea who he was, but I remember him being like a very confident person, but my brother was very, very friendly, my older brother, and I was kind of shy because it was such a big place, and it was kind of like everything was a little bit new to me. But all the people there were extremely happy, and like everyone was just there to have a good time. And this book distributor came, and he gave my brother a book. He gave my brother a Bhagavad Gita, and then he gave me a copy of The Journey of Self-Discovery as a hardbound book. And I remember just holding it and just looking at the book, saying like, "Wow, this is like really cool." And I reached into my pocket, and I had some like wrinkled dollars in my hand, and I just grabbed like a bunch of coins and dollars, and I just like slapped it in the book distributor's hand, and I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks," And I don't think I really asked him any questions, because I thought he was like a social worker or somebody like.
Under the impression that this is so important, or this story is so important, like this is this was how he discovered the meaning of, this is like he's telling the story like how he discovered the cure for cancer, or how he discovered, the formula for some scientific I don't know what. But all he did was he went to a festival, and a Krishna guy gave him a book. That's all he had to say.
Who was like, collecting for the environment or something like that. I was like really clueless what had just happened. But I strongly believe that as soon as...
He's still clueless. He's still clueless as to what just happened. He still doesn't realize that he got scammed by this guy at this festival with this book. He still doesn't get it. You didn't understand it then, and you still don't understand it now.
Prabhupada's books entered into my life, things just like rapidly, drastically started to change. And so we were there the rest of that weekend. We attended the whole festival and had fun with my brother and his friends. And then we came back home. And I remember sitting down in my room, like coming back home and like reading this book. And I couldn't believe what was inside of it. I was like, oh my God, this is...
Exactly. And this is why they say the pen is mightier than the sword. We really need to teach critical thinking more in school. Look how easy it was, and how easy it was that they got him. And that's how, and everybody has gotten the same way. It's basically they give you a book. And not everybody that gets a book it becomes a devotee. It's not a magical, King Midas and you touch it and ding. Yeah. But if you read that book, if you start reading it and you continue to read into it and finish it, you're pretty much you're on your way. You're on your way, and yeah, they all have to amplify their origin story so they can try to understand where they are now. Yeah, like how did I get here? Like how did I end up? Like where am I? Like how did this happen? It's so funny, but yeah, it's that book, and the pen is mightier than the sword. It's like you can really change a person's mind. You can change a person's mind. You can change their whole life just by if you know how to write convincingly and put your arguments together and work your words. Karl Marx and Thomas Paine and the Federalist Papers. So many. I guess I got glitchy there for a second. So many people throughout history, with their books, have been able to change people's way of thinking, their philosophy, their mode of whatever they're working in, whether it's capitalism or socialism, communism. So you can hear the story how he got this book. He got this book, and just within a couple of days, it's like he already says it's like I'm a changed person.
It's like this book is like totally magical, And I remember telling my auntie, she's like very, very close to me, and she was just like, asking how the festival went. And I was like, oh, I got this really cool book, I'm like reading this book now and this and that. And she's like, okay, all right. And so I was 18, and I decided to give myself a little bit of time before I like jumped into university and jumped into going to college and stuff like that. But I knew I wanted to do something different with my life because I was seeing the people around me, and I definitely didn't want to fall into like the 9-to-5 thing where you're just working and you live.
See, I do think Snoggle. I think you're right. I think they do have to create some kind of story to make it, to convince themselves that somehow they're on the right path, that this is somehow it was destiny. Because that's what they've been told. They've been told, you're so fortunate. You met a devotee. You got a book. You got Prabhupada's mercy, Lord Chaitanya's mercy, Krishna's mercy. It's like millions of lifetimes to get this opportunity, and here it is, right in your lap. You're so lucky. You're so fortunate. Hey, Paz, how you doing, man? Glad to see you're here. So that's what happens. This guy. This is a typical story. Again, the typical story. Books, Vedic Archaeology by Stephen Rose. That book, Pseudoscience That Rejects Scientific Method. Yeah, that's crazy. That book, I read that book. I read all the books. I read that book. I read it when I was a devotee, and I was like, what? This is... But, I was in the cult, so, the origin story becomes the pathway to the initiation story. Yeah, it does. It does. It's, because it's got to make sense. It's got to make sense.
And you got a house, and it's just like, I didn't want to fall into the rat race or like the daily grind. But anyway.
Now he's on a daily grind on a farm. And you want to talk about daily grind. You want to talk about a daily grind. He's on a farm. He's on a farm now. And he's got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning every morning, take a cold shower. He's got to go greet the deities, worship his guru, wash his guru's feet or whatever, wash Prabhupada's statue's feet, chant his japa, do all this. Then he's got to go do his farm duties on a farm. Yeah, farm duties. Nobody wants to work on a farm. If people want, who the fuck wants to work on a farm? But they got him brainwashed. He's brainwashed, and now he's on a farm, working on a farm, and he's complaining about people in a rat race when you're friggin' shoveling shit and milking cows. I mean, this is friggin' insanity.
Somehow or another, I ended up going to a culinary school. So I went to college, and I went to cooking school. But you know, when I got in Srila Prabhupada's books, shortly after, like, I started to practice yoga. I became vegetarian, which was a lot different from what the people around me were practicing. You know, most people were going to college, drinking, you know, partying, stuff like that. But I was trying to like pursue like a path of mode of goodness, which is like kind of going upstream. You know, it's difficult when
they're not being interviewed about their decision to be initiated, new name, etc. No, they're being interviewed about how they fell into this cult. Exactly. They're explaining how, you know, and that's what they want. They want because they think somehow that this is promoting the cult. That somehow that they can show that all you got to do is just get one of these books and read it, and you can be like this guy and end up on a farm, and you will. Just ask Paz. Paz's brother will tell you, hey, Eliana, good to see you. Glad you're here. This is exactly what happened to Paz's brother. What manipulated you? How? Yeah, like, you know, it's. But they want to know. They want to. They instruct them. They tell them. How did you tell your story about how you got a book or how you met the devotees? That's the magical mystery story. Not like how did you feel? What was your feeling? What was it? You know, what was it like for you to, you know, take on this path, this ancient tradition? No, all the questions that you would think if it was real. No, it's how did you get a book? Like, how did we get you? Just kind of tell us how we got you, because we want to know. We want to make sure. We want to make sure we got you the right way. Like, you know, was it in a Costco parking lot? Was it at the DMV? Were you on Venice Beach? Were you at the town square? You know, like, what was it? What was it that got you? Where were you? And was it a big book distributor, or was it a little pamphlet? Was it a big book? Were you at the airport? That's what they want to know. That's the only thing that's interesting to them, because they don't give a fuck what this guy thinks. They don't care about his feelings, his emotions, his opinions, because none of that matters. How he feels, what motive, none of that matters. Tell us about your family. How'd your mom and dad feel when you said, hey, I'm 19 and I'm going off to India to marry some girl and milk a cow? How did your family, tell us how your family took it. Tell us that. Like a multi-level marketing conference with the 1% who walk across stage and the 99% all dream of being there, but whatever, exactly. You know, I'll tell you one day about my experience with the corporation. And I went to one of those, and that's exactly what it was. And I could see through it. I could see through it right away. Just like I see through this crap. Just like I see through this shit. Book distribution. Scam per diet, book distribution. Fake it till you evade it. Like this guy. Like, he really thinks he's, you know, they got him brainwashed into thinking he's some kind of monk. He thinks he's a monk. I don't like it. Hoping to recreate the situation to manipulate more people. Basically, just reinforce that what they're doing is right. Yeah. I just got done watching the story about that kid whose mother basically got forced into taking a book. She said she would read one page and stop, and then she got hooked. I know. It's sad how this shit happens. What makes you think these books are so powerful at hooking people? It's 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 the manipulation. It's the manipulation. It's no different than Scientology, like Dianetics or the Scientology books, or someone's version of the Bible. Like Jehovah's Witness or Mormonism, or you know, and like Knitting Cult Lady says, there's only certain ways. There's only certain ways you can control a person's mind. There's only certain ways you can get a person to do this, right? You can't. It's like if I wanted to make up my own way to get people to join be a cult leader, I couldn't just make up my own way. I gotta do the way. I gotta do what works. That's why they're all the same, because they're doing what works. And this has been going on for hundreds of years. These cults is not. This mental manipulation and mind control has been going on for forever. Gurus have been pulling this shit forever, and holy men, and this is nothing new, but it's always the same. It's the guilt, the shame, it's the us versus them, it's the othering the people. It's a lot, and if you watch Knitting Cult Lady, she goes into it a lot in her books. She's got books about it. Yeah, absolutely. Rocket science. You gotta feed those rocks, man. Yeah, it's crazy. It's great. It's really crazy.
People around you are more interested in, enjoyment rather than, trying to take life more seriously. But anyways, I figured, okay, I should probably do something. And so I just decided let me just go to cooking school, because I really fell in love with Indian cuisine. And there was different vegetarian restaurants I used to go to at home. In America, most people eat meat. Every family, they have, my family, they eat meat and potatoes. That was the thing you'd have for dinner. It was just really, really bad. So I was vegetarian, and then I became vegan. So when I went to culinary school, I was actually enrolled into the campus, but I was making it very clear that I was vegan. And I was the only student in my class who didn't eat meat. And I had one big, he was a chef in the...
And so that's another big thing, because I felt the same way. Hey, I was already vegetarian when I came into the Hare Krishna, so I was already, I was already. So the mental manipulation, you want to give yourself a gold star. I was a vegetarian before I even came in, so I get a gold star for that. It's crazy. But I feel like it's more than that. I feel like Prabhupada was generally good at one thing. It was writing a cult book that could get in your head and stay there. Yeah, absolutely, because he was using the Hindu scriptures as a base, and then translating the scriptures for his own purpose. Saying, well, this means chant Hare Krishna when it doesn't mean chant Hare Krishna, or this means worship the Guru when it doesn't mean worship the Guru. So he was able to do that, and then use a lot of just basic manipulation and mind control things like shaming and circular reasoning and appeal to authority. A lot of just logical fallacies, but he just uses them. He's very good at it, and that's why I'm saying the pen is mightier than the sword. And when you got the right person writing the books, and it really. They do. The books get in there, and like we were saying the other night. A lot of this stuff is left over. We got shit left over. I've been out for 14 years, but I was in for 20, so I got 34 years of this stuff, and there's still shit in my head. That's why I'm angry, and I want to help other people. I want to help people like this, but it's too late for this guy. But maybe he'll see my video. But maybe somebody else will see that. Maybe somebody else will see this video, and they won't end up like this guy. And they won't. That's
college. He was like the boss there, and he was huge. He was super overweight. He was like a big fat Italian guy, and he would actually appreciate what I was doing. All the other students, were cooking meat, and we'd have to cook something and then bring it to the teacher, and he would test it out. But he knew that I was vegan, and he was smart, and he kind of saw that there's like a new up and coming thing. People don't want to eat meat and stuff like that. So he was supportive. He was like, "Oh, here's this poor vegan guy," and I went through about a year and a half of that program at that university. And the whole time I was vegan, I wasn't eating meat. And I remember one day I was there at campus, and they brought in a big dead pig. And I became so lightheaded, I started to faint. I was like looking in the classroom, I was like, what is going on? Like, this is not cool, And I was like, I had my head down on the table. I was like, I cannot take this, And I don't know if it was that same day. I can't exactly remember the time frame, but I had a meeting with my guidance counselor, and she was also a nice lady. She had been in that university for years and years, and she said, we just met to talk about my classes. And she's like, okay, we want to see you like get further into the program, but you're going to have to take, a course X, Y, Z. And, it was like shellfish,
yeah, I can't take this guy anymore. He's going on about his food choices, with his vegetarianism. But that's how you do it. He got his book at a festival. Him and his brother got a book, and within a few days he was sucked into it. And now he's on a farm in India, milking a cow. So there you go. What have I told you guys? I probably didn't write that book. A lot is stolen. Okay, so Prabhupada plagiarized a lot of books. I mean, he wrote his books, but he plagiarized a lot of books. Old scripts, new books, commentaries that were already written. He plagiarized a lot of books, and nobody can really tell, because you'd have to go back and read those old books and then find out. So yeah, that's why I say it's all a scam. He was no Vedic scholar. He was no anything. And these people don't know. This people is so misled. People are so misled. It's just a big scam. It's just a big scam. I know, he deserves a gold star. Yeah, he almost passed out when the pig came by or whatever. Yeah, they definitely get in your head and stay there. Now, a day goes by that I don't wonder about it in some way, but I'm not going to get back into it as I probably end up messed up by it all. Hey, Weird Planet. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, when I first left, that was probably the hardest. Like, the first maybe month or two when I was out, maybe the first 3 months or so, there was some times when I was like, oh no, man, I would question, like, maybe it is, maybe Krishna, maybe it's Krishna, maybe I'm wrong, maybe not. But I that was just a little bit, and it would just come and go. But definitely some thoughts would come and go. But maybe yeah, and he makes it he's very authoritative when he writes. He writes like he knows what he's talking about. He definitely has an air of an authority. as if he is some kind of spiritual guru on, like, on another level, who's revealing these texts, or he's translating these scriptures and explaining them. He definitely has an air of authority in his books. So that's another thing, and that's why I'm saying there's a lot of techniques going on in these books, and that's why these books are so potent, and that's why, like I said, it's not like everybody who reads it is gonna go get sucked into it, but it does work. They do work on certain. It does work. Problem fraud: a failed chemist who plagiarized books and information from other books and sources. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think there have been some people that have gone through Prabhupada's books and have tried to figure out what, because I think there's some obvious places where he grabbed an actual, like, a paragraph, and, like, didn't change it and added it as if it was him. So I think there's been a couple places where people have already figured out that he, like, this is from another book, like, but unless you know Sanskrit and you can read these old texts, then how you gonna know? I've already found a lot of the plagiarism thanks to covering Ekankar and other cults that did the same. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, Prabhupada was so good at it, and he printed so many books, and he translated so many, that his books are kind of like the cult standard. So, like, if you ever see Prabhupada's books being used by an organization, it's a cult. I was gonna say it right now, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. When you first leave, you feel guilty even eating because you're not offering your food anymore. Yeah, I found it. I found that not offering my food, not saying prayers, not just all the time I had, all the time that I had, not going to the temple, not chanting, not reading, not doing any kind of offering or any of that. It was like I had all this time, and I had nothing to do because it was a weird place. Dialectic spiritualism. Prabhupada was spoon-fed the information about these philosophers, but didn't know anything about them on his own. Yeah, and when I read that book, I was like, wow, this is really a good book. That's I was brainwashed. I was brainwashed. I mean, I was brainwashed. So let's see, what do we got? So there's another. So we had the young guy who just joined. He was 18, 19, out of college in culinary school. Had his whole life ahead of me, and now he's on a farm milking a cow. And then you got this guy, similar story, but he's an old guy. He spent his whole. This is that same young kid in about 50 years from now. That's the same kid 50 years from now.
And would you kindly like to introduce yourself formally?
My name is Hare Krishna Das.
And we'd like to ask you some revealing questions about how you came and joined ISKCON. And please share with us your memories.
How revealing.
As you like.
Okay. I first met the devotees actually on Trafalgar Square in 1971.
It's gonna be the same story. It's gonna be the same story as this kid that we just. 1971. So the guy was like probably 18 or 19. It was the same exact story.
But I couldn't find the temple. I got lost, and I understand now, of course, that I wasn't ready. Then in 1974, I was engaged in running hashish. And I was caught in Dover, and as a result of that, I was given 3.5 years in Her Majesty's.
With course of diving into
Oh.
AI wasn't
Uh-oh.
intimidating at all.
It's amazing how quickly we're grasping these concepts.
Wait.
Prisons. I had a friend prior to my being incarcerated, a lady friend, and she would send me books. These books had nothing to do with Krishna consciousness. But what was interesting was that, unbeknown to myself, someone visited her house in London and introduced themselves and stated they were sent by the Labour Exchange for a job. So anyway, she gave them a job to paint the flat upstairs, or the top, the attic. And she told them about me.
My goodness, what a story this guy's got. Just like, I know. Oh my God, 74. Oh my God, 74. I know. It's the same story, except this guy was in jail. This guy was in jail for smuggling hashish. That's it. Why do they all look like death? I'm 68 and look healthy. Not pretty, but not like death. You know, guy's had a miserable life. The guy's had a miserable life trying to sell books. All he does is try to sell books all he does is push a shopping cart around Costco, trying to sell books so he can become a guru and go on Guru Palooza. And that's his whole life. It's sad.
And she was getting me books, so they said okay. And then they brought her a book, and she sent it in to me, and I got it in 1975, before Christmas. And it was the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Part 1.
Oh my God. So he got a Bhagavad Gita. He got a Bhagavad Gita by accident. Like, he wasn't even supposed to get a Bhagavad Gita. It was like that they were sending him books in jail so he could. Some friend of his was nice enough to be sending him books. You know what? You gotta forget that friend. This friend was sending him books. This friend of his was sending him books so he could have something to read in jail. She sends him a goddamn Bhagavad Gita, and he becomes a Hare Krishna. She friggin' ruins his life. Oh my God, I can't. That's a horror story right there. That is a horror story.
When I looked at that book and saw Srila Prabhupada on the back with the devotees, I had no interest in reading it. So my impression was that Hare Krishnas, they just jump up and down, no philosophy. So but I didn't like.
Well, you were right. It is just jumping up and down with no philosophy. You're absolutely right. But you got brainwashed, though.
Being in a 3-up cell. So I wanted to get out. You know, they smoked and all that kind of stuff and talked kind of rubbish. And I put in for a change. So I was given a single cell on a different landing. And as it is the usual case in there, when a person leaves a cell, they have to give all the library books in, everything. That's the system. So when I went to this cell, there were no library books. And I couldn't take mine, I had to hand them in. So I had nothing to read. So I was doing meditation, because I'd been doing meditation for years before this. I started in 1973. Kundalini, all that kind of stuff. So I was lying on the bed, meditating, and all of a sudden a thought came to my head. Oh, there's that book in the drawer there. So I took it out and I started to read. I never stopped. I couldn't stop. And then I got to the part.
You couldn't stop. You couldn't stop because there's nothing else to read. You're in jail. You friggin' knucklehead. You got taken. You got taken in jail, man. You sucker. He would have been better off sticking with the hashish. He absolutely would have. It's like, man, you really screwed up your life, because then you went from being in jail to being in friggin' Hare Krishna. You should do a photo line of all the crypt keeper faces of ISKCON. Yeah, that'd be funny, but I don't know. They're fucked up enough. I don't need to make fun of their. I don't need to make fun of their. Oh man. I know Tales from the. I don't mean. I'm not like showing these videos of like, hey, look at this guy. It's more about this like, this guy's got his story, and all they can do is tell their stories about how they got a book. Like, what else are they gonna do? Like they can't preach or anything. I mean, at least I don't. He's not gonna sit there and talk about how he got a book. I know it's not hard to find. Most of them look like sickly people. I know, and this guy. This is gonna be that young kid. This guy's only 18. This guy's only 18. He just had a hard year. He had a hard year. Oh my goodness. So yeah, let's see what else we got. So that's Haridas Thakur Das. He joined in '74 or whatever, and he never left. He just never left. Never left, man. He just never left. Okay, what do we got? So these are some more videos sent in by Rafal. Let's have some fun. Look at this. There we go. Oh my goodness. There you go. Hey, you got your wish. You got your wish there. There he is. There he is himself. Let me see if I make sure I got everything. You know, so when I see these guys doing this now, all I can think about these billionaires on Epstein Island, how they're all just like hanging out, partying. That's what these guys are doing. That's what these guys do. They just hang out and they party, give each other flowers and presents and worship at their feet and talk about how great they are. And they just go from one guru to another. It's ridiculous. It's just a cult of these guru personalities and worshiping them. You know, it's just they just go back and forth with their guru paloozas and their worshiping and their flowers and they're washing their feet and drinking the water and Maharaj this and Maharaj that. You know, it's disgusting. It's sick. And then you think about the child marriage and the pedophilia that's going on behind the scenes on top of all of that. It's seriously a sick, evil fucking thing going on. It really is. They are pathetic. They are pathetic. They think that they're a holy man. They think that they're a holy man. They think they're a holy man with this bullshit. It's fucking disgusting. It really is. It's freaking disgusting. These guys. No, they're not Hindus. They're not Hindu. They're not monks. They're cosplaying friggin' pedophiles. They're cosplaying pedophiles. That's what they are. It's all for ego, power, and money. It is, and it's sad, and it harms people. It's bad enough that they're scamming people, but they're harming people too. These people are being harmed, like all of us, that were harmed by this friggin' cult and all this scamming and these fake books and fake stories and fake all of this shit, telling us that we're on an ancient tradition, ancient path, spiritual organization, coming down from Krishna. So all of this bullshit, and we believe it. I mean, I don't know what to say. We believe it, man. Yeah. Whichever book you get, the Prabhupada effect can be the same. It's easy to fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. if you're not careful. It just is. It just is. And I believed everything I read during the years I was in ISKCON. Yeah, I believed almost all of it. I mean, I have to admit, I believed almost all of it. But and I'll tell you, it starts off with, Prabhupada starts off just saying, and they all do this. He says they get you to agree. Prabhupada gets you to agree with it. He says, there's something wrong with society, right? I mean, we all want society to be better, and it just doesn't get better, right? And you go, but yeah, I mean, it seems that way. I mean, and everybody's working hard to make things better. You got all these organizations and United Nations and this, that, and this, that, and it just doesn't, it just seems like the world just doesn't get better. Like society is getting worse and worse, right? Right? And you're like, and this is, you're reading this in the book, and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. There's something wrong, right? There's something wrong. And you're like, yeah, there's something wrong. There is something wrong. There is something wrong, God damn it, there's something wrong. And then he starts getting you to agree with us. Well, it's because there's not enough people that love God. It's a lack of loving God. And you're like, yeah, maybe. Go on, tell me more. And you get sucked right in. And that's how it is. And it's the Prabhupada effect in every book. Every book. They do. They just prey on just real people having a life. If you're a real person and you have a life, then they're gonna prey on you. And because everybody has something going on in life. Who hasn't got fired from a job, or got laid off from a job, or is looking for a job, or got rejected for a job, or is working a job they don't like, or tried to get promoted and didn't get promoted, or got promoted and didn't. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's just that's just life. So they just prey on people that have a life. They prey on people with an open mind. That's the worst thing, is an open mind, because you don't know it's a cult. You don't know it's a cult. Yeah, everyone seeks meaning and purpose in community. It's completely normal. That's why these stories of these people are like, oh, I was just graduated high school and I was looking for something more, and I became a vegetarian, and then I did this, and then my neighbor gave me it's that same. They think that they're different. They think that they're different, and they're not. They're not different. Everyone is going through that. It's just not everybody gets a pedophile cult book that brainwashes. That's the difference. Everybody's having the same thing. He wasn't the only one that graduated high school and went to a festival and then went to culinary school and became a vegetarian and saw a dead pig and freaked out. I mean, that happens all the time. It happens all the time. A mind control. If you're an intelligent person, you will accept and comply. You do. You turn your brain over. You turn your brain over to them, and you let them indoctrinate you, and that's part of the brainwashing. Is you allow it to happen. You allow it to happen. As soon as he says there's something wrong with society, right? And you go, yeah, there's something wrong with society. But you're allowing yourself. You're allowing more and more and more of that to go in. It's just you're just normal. Yes. The biggest misconception about cults is that people who join them are lacking or searching, and that's something I hope to change. You weren't lacking, you were normal. You were just normal, absolutely. You were normal, you just didn't know. You didn't know it was a scam. You just didn't know it was a scam, and that's why we're here to tell people it's a scam. It is a scam. Radhanath Swami was just promoting to new bhaktas that in 10 years they will see Krishna if they chant their rounds. You were in it. You were there I was there for 20. I was there for 20, and for 10 years I was Yashodanandan Swami's right-hand man. And I was the secretary of the Hare Krishna Society. So nobody can tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, you need to ask Radhanath, do you see Krishna? He's going to say, well, I see Krishna when I go in the temple. When you're looking at the deities, you see Krishna? Does Krishna appear to you face to face? You're a self-realized soul. Are you seeing Krishna face to face? Because if he says yes, then you know he's insane. He's insane or he's evil. Honestly, if Krishna appeared in front of me, I'd scream and run away. Yeah, I mean, whether it's flu. Here's another freak. Here's another one of these freaks.
For having female Diksha gurus is that we have to do this to be in line with the current ethos in the Western world, and we'll be irrelevant if we don't do this. Some devotees, mostly followers of myself, disciples of myself, have started a project in a small way. There are just a few of them.
Yeah, I don't mean to. I don't know if it's the lighting or what. But this guy looks ill. This guy looks ill. Yeah, call Ghostbusters because this guy looks. Hey, 6781. Good to see you here. Glad to see you here. You created this chat after millions of lifetimes. Yeah, we all we all have. I know. Does he need some sunlight? I think he needs some sunlight. I don't know. He's like, I don't know. Does he sleep in a coffin and only come out at night? Because I don't know, man. This guy looks. This guy he looks like he's already a ghost. He looks like he's a ghost already, man. He must have criticized the child offender because he already looks like he became a ghost and no one told him.
Krishna Life in the United States of America, and they are concentrating on recruiting devotees born in America, raised in American culture, and they're having good results. And
dude, you're British. You were born in England. You're cosplaying as an Indian. You think you're a super Hindu. You think you're more Hindu than all the Hindus in India. I don't know what disease he has. This Hugh Turvey. Hugh Turvey is going to give you some marriage. Yeah, he's going to give me some marriage advice. Yeah, I need marriage advice from this guy. Hey, he needs a day at the beach. He needs some sun. This guy needs some sun. That's right. He's taking austerity to an extreme level. Maybe get some sun. It's like personal sense enjoyment. Yeah, the sun. He doesn't get out during the day. He sleeps in a coffin during the day, and then when the sun goes down, he comes out and he's. Oh my God! It's a funny thing. The insanity. Speaking of insanity, let's go ahead just for fun, you know. Let me see, where is this guy? I gotta find this guy. I know I got him here somewhere. Maybe I don't. Oh man. Oh, here he is. Okay, guys. Here we go. just for fun. Just to get a little laugh here. A real laugh. He had to stop there. Like, uh-oh. Oh, he misses Krishna so much. He's just, oh, this poor baby. Poor baby. Oh, cheer up. It's okay. Cheer up. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Yeah, it's not so bad. Yeah, see? There's not, yeah, it's not so bad. It's okay. Don't cry, please don't cry. I can't handle it when you cry. I can't handle it when you cry. Don't ruin a good song. Don't ruin a good song. I'm dying. I'm dying. This guy thinks he's a guru. They need his mom in a hug and carry him. Oh, he's self-realized. He's. This is always pretty disturbing. It is always pretty disturbing. It is always pretty disturbing. I know. This guy. This guy had a dream that he's a guru, and now he's in Cry Me a River. Cry Me a River. This guy thinks he's, you know, he blows his nose. He says that blowing his nose is transcendental. He said that those of us that make fun of him blowing his nose, we don't know, we don't understand transcendental knowledge. Can you believe that? How funny is that? Oh my God, this guy is too much. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. Okay, I think. Well, actually, no, actually, I say they're exactly the same, and I say that all the time. They both think that they're gurus. They both think that they're the top-notch guru guy. They both think that what they're teaching is higher than the other one. Bhakti Vikash thinks that he's the top-notch guru, and there's no one better than him. And this Gaurahari thinks the same thing. And this Gaurahari gets these freaks to act all weird, and Bhakti Vikash gets them to wash his feet and drink the water. So it's got to be the same fucking thing. They are exactly the same. They're exactly the same. They just have a different little thing going on. But you'd say he's more Nazi. He's more like a Nazi. Well, yeah, but that's just his thing. Because Gaurahari, the thing is that they're scamming everybody. Gaurahari is scamming and harming these people. These people, he's lying to them and scamming them, just like Bhakti Vikash is lying and scamming them. And so one may be a little bit more of this and a little less that, and this guy's a little more of this and a little more of that. But I look at him as exactly the same. I really do. I look at him as the same. Yeah, I think of them as the same. This is the same friggin' insanity. So here's another one, man. This is a close-up of the guy. I mean, this guy really looks ill.
They're doing phenomenal book distribution, so it is a myth that you need to have.
If that's what Krishna consciousness does to you, then I don't want anything to do with it. I really don't. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want anything to do with it. Yeah, they're all very similar to me. Sometimes I have trouble telling them apart. Yeah. Here's some more. Here's some more freaks. And this is another one, thanks to Rafal. He sent this video in. He's sending all these videos in. So here we go, free Gita distribution. So these books that will brainwash everybody, they take them to the schools and give them away for free.
మాకు చాలా ఇంట్రెస్ట్ స్వామీజీ.
స్వాగతం సుస్వాగతం పలుకుదాం ప్లాట్ఫామ్.
యుద్ధం చేయను అని చెప్పిన వాడికి భగవద్గీత కృష్ణుడు చెప్పి యుద్ధాన్ని చేయించాడు, అవునా కదా? సో భగవద్గీత అంటే భగవంతుని గీత, భగవంతుని పాట. మరి భగవంతుడు అందులో పాడాడా? పాడలేదు. అందులో శ్లోకాలు ఉన్నాయి. ఆ అర్జునుడు కృష్ణుడు మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నారు అందులో. అంటే భగవంతుడు మాట్లాడితేనే అది పాట అయిపోతుంది. క్లియరా? అందరికీ అర్థమైందా?
They preach to these little kids. See, they don't have, they can preach to these little kids in India because, you know, they don't have any rules against it. They don't have any laws against it or rules against it. Evidently, they can just go in there and just preach to these kids. And those kids can't get up and leave because those kids have to sit there and listen to this stuff. And then they give away these books to these kids. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And that's what they do. And they get away with this shit. And they get away with this.
Has the whole world gone crazy?
What happened?
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
అసత్యం నుంచి సత్యానికి వెళ్ళండి అని చెప్తుంది. మా దగ్గర ఒక బస్సు ఉంది, ట్రావెలింగ్ సంకీర్తన్ పార్టీ అని అంటాం. దేశం మొత్తం తిరుగుతూ ఇలా ఎన్నో వందల వేల స్కూల్స్లో కాలేజ్.
I know, it's not Indian culture. It's a cult. Look at these guys. Does he look normal? Does he look like he belongs in this school in front of these kids? This guy's got a shaved head and a sika, and he's dressed in this orange women-hating outfit. This is not normal. He's not this. It's not. He doesn't belong there with these kids. I'm serious. I'm serious. It's you know, and because it's India, you know, they can get away with it because you know, I don't know why they get away with it, but evidently they get away with it. These guys are always preaching at these schools with these little kids, and these little kids can't get up and leave. They got to sit there and listen to this, and then they got to take a book.
వెళ్ళి భగవద్గీత గురించి మేము ప్రచారం చేస్తాం. ప్లస్ ఎస్పెషల్లీ
future wives. Look, a whole bunch of future wives. You know, some of them look a little too old. Some of them might be over 12, so I don't know what they're going to do with those girls. But yeah, look at that. Oh, we got a whole bunch of wives right there.
ఈ ఏరియాలో తెలంగాణలో మేము మీ స్కూల్ చూస్ చేసుకున్నాం. సో మీరందరూ ఎంతో అదృష్టవంతులు. హరే రామ 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 హరే హరే చెప్పండి. హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే హరే.
So you know that they got all these kids. They got all these kids lined up and taking these books.
ఉండండి. హరే కృష్ణ కృష్ణ హరే 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 రామ రామ.
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you here. Thanks for everything. Come back soon. Queen of Karma is great. Go follow her if you're not already. So yeah, they got these girls they're giving all these kids these books, and you know that, oh, my evil twin, I'm in the dark. Oh my goodness. You know that a couple of these kids are going to fall for this bullshit. A couple of these kids are going to fall for this bullshit. They're going to read that crap, and a couple of them are going to be into it. They're going to be like, oh, Krishna, yeah, I want to go to the Krishna temple. I want to go. Yeah, so, you know, and it's disturbing when I see that. Nothing we can do about it except raise awareness with videos like this and articles on the internet saying that this is a cult, it's pedophilia and child marriage. Because it is child marriage. And they can have their official statements and anything, but they won't say that Prabhupada's teachings are wrong. They'll say, well, you know, time, place, circumstance, oh, you know, we got to follow the laws. Prabhupada didn't following the laws. Prabhupada wasn't following the laws. So, okay, there's trolling for women, trolling for wives, ISKCON trolling for wives at the girls' school. All right, there you go. It's freaking disgusting. What do we got here? Okay, I've seen enough of this guy. I don't want to see him anymore. And then we got, then take a look at these nuts. So this is no different than this Gorahari. Again, like Gorahari with his zoom, with a boom and all those nuts in there, and they're all laughing and giggling and crying and doing whatever. That's friggin' insane. And these people are no different. I'm telling you, it's no different. You got to look at it. You got to look at it like like I say all the time. We think of Gorahari as being this weirdo, wacko. No, he ain't no different than he's no different. No different. Yeah. So no different. It's no different than no different than the Gorahari and his group of nuts. It's no different. Seriously, it is no different. And these are all old Prabhupada disciples. It's Srila Prabhupada Disciple Reunion, Kirtan, 2014. This is right after I left. They had a get-together in England. The majority here are Prabhupada disciples. These are Prabhupada disciples, so they've been in the movement for friggin' 50 plus years. 50 plus years these guys have been. They've been doing this for 50 years. They haven't figured it out. They haven't figured it out. Brainwashed for 50 years. And that was 12 years ago. So that is 60 years. They're like 60 years. These guys have been doing it for 60 years. I know. All this kirtan to hide the knot, so you won't think about it. So you won't think about like, what the fuck is all this bullshit? So you won't think about it. They're taking away the innocence of the mridangam. Freaking nuts. They think they're special because they're the Prabhupada disciples. Hey, let's all get together. Okay, so here's this guy. Here's this Shruta Kirti guy. He's gonna sit here. He's gonna sit here and lecture people. I don't know what he's lecturing them about. He got no business lecturing anybody about anything. He is dumb, friggin' cosplaying, friggin'.
Now it's massage for lunch. We're out on the veranda massaging Prabhupada. I've been with him now a year. So Sruta Kirti says, "What's your opinion? What should I do? Go to Australia, rest, or go to Rath Yatra in London?" I'm behind them. So I didn't answer his question. I said, "Well, Prabhupada," I said, "I think you're going to go to London because there'll be thousands of people there and you're going to speak." He says, "You understand." That's all he said, "You understand."
So this guy's got no business sitting on this little seat lecturing these people. And all he's doing is sitting there talking about Srila Prabhupada when he used to be with Prabhupada because he was Prabhupada's secretary or Prabhupada's, I don't know what he was. He was Prabhupada's secretary or servant or something. And then he was with Kirtanananda and all kinds of wackos. But this guy, he's an old-time Prabhupada disciple. The guy's a grown man. He's older than me. The guy could be he couldn't be my dad, but he could be like my big brother. He could be, he's probably 80 years old, probably close to 80 years old, this guy. And he's got these grown. When I was on Watsika Avenue, I met his daughter. And she was telling me about him. He's like, my dad, yeah, he's and I was like, oh, that's your dad, huh? And she was grown, like she was in her late 20s. So I've never met the guy, but then I hear that he's got this really young wife, this Russian devotee wife, and it's like, well, why aren't you a vanaprastha? Because you're like 70, 80 years old. Why do you need a wife now when you should be out in the forest, or in Vrindavan, just living in the temple as an old whatever. Why do you need to? Why? And I'm not saying the guys can't get married, but I'm just saying this is not what Prabhupada's preaching. Although Prabhupada says an 80-year-old man can have he says an 80-year-old man can have a 16-year-old wife. So I guess if you want to follow Prabhupada's teachings, then you're going to go ahead and go get yourself a 16-year-old wife. But Prabhupada also says that at 50 years old, you shouldn't be thinking about marriage. At 50 years old, you should be thinking about winding up your life. So that's this guy. And again with these guys, that they just feel like they deserve some young wife. Maybe not 12, but hey, Prabhupada says we can do it. And again, it's just I just feel like it's just these old men just taking advantage of this young women, if not girls, young women. Lord Hardy says, try this thing every day for 30 days and see. And see what? And see what? And see a bunch of morons like acting crazy. Oh. If that's what it does, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't need to be psychotic. I don't need to be psychotic. It's because his 4 to 5 hours of sleep is enough. Yeah, it's not really. I mean, you can get by, but it's really not healthy. It's really not healthy. Let me see. What do we got here?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So as you can see, there's more of these nuts. And Indra Yumna Swami with his traveling Guru Palooza and his women. So they can manipulate us more easily. You don't think that sharply with sleep deprivation. Yeah, I feel like these seems to be a trend of 80-year-old men marrying women younger than their own daughters. Yeah, especially in ISKCON. And so here, they have two things going on at the same time. They got Bhakti Vikas Swami preaching about not being involved with women, and don't get involved with women, and don't get married, and just no sex life, and sex life is horrible, And then you got these guys like Shruta Kirti, who's getting married at 80 years old to some young 20, 25, 30-year-old woman. Why is he getting married? Or does he want to have kids? Is he going to have children? Because Prabhupada says the only reason you get married is to have children. And if you're not having children, then why are you getting married? So is Shruta Kirti looking to have some more children with this young wife? Because they have two things going on at the same time. They're like preaching against sex, preaching against marriage, preaching against women. All of this preaching against the sex life and all this, and then you got guys like Shruta Kirti and Yashoda Nandan and these other old-time devotees who are getting married at 60 years old, 60, 65, 70 years old. And again, I'm not saying that a 65 or 70-year-old man can't get married, can't find love and get married. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. But you're in a movement that's preaching a certain doctrine, certain ideology, a certain worldview, certain whatever, cult, and not following it, and just being, and just like anything goes. Because you got Prabhupada that says anything. He says, go to the forest when you're 50, but an 80-year-old man can marry a 16-year-old. There's no prohibition to that. And hey, don't criticize the devotee even if he's molesting little kids. If you don't want to become a ghost. And all kinds of things going on. There's nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. There's no order. There's no. Thomas said 3 to 4 hours. He was hyped up on nicotine snuff. He absolutely was. He absolutely was. Need to be saved. Europe needs to be saved from ISKCON. They need to be saved from ISKCON. Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah. You guys got a lot of comments. I can't keep up with everything. But yeah, so that's these guys in Ukraine bringing this pedophilia stuff to the Ukraine with their chariots and all of this stuff. And we know what's really going on. This whole parade is just an opportunity for them to spread those books that do so much harm. It gets these people, brainwashes these people. That shit really works. It really happens. Otherwise, why would these people be there? That's just what happens. And I feel bad for ISKCON women, especially. I know women have no fun. Look at this woman's face right here. She is not having a good time. She's just not having a good time. And I got a couple more videos here. Let's see what we got. We got this guy again. This guy with his. There's another one, man. Another scammer. But he's the same. It's the same guy. But isn't it?
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
How this common kitchen
Okay, so
herb supports fat burning. Rosemary. Most people only use it on chicken or potatoes, but rosemary contains
so this Chandrasekhar guy, he's now complaining that these women should not all be dressing up in the same sari and the same colors and looking all beautiful and out there. He's against that now. He doesn't like that. He wants them to just wear like normal clothes. He's just against everything. He's spreading these women. He doesn't like these women looking all beautiful and out there. Probably because they rejected him. Probably because they rejected him. So he's pissed off. He's like, I'll tell them. So he's preaching against them. I feel sad seeing Eastern European women falling for the tricks of cryptic monsters and men cosplaying as gurus. I know, I do too. Absolutely. Sorry, it's difficult to pee and poo in. Doties are too, but doties are too. Although I figured out a way that you can kind of do it. It's like yeah, just being told lies about everything, being told it's an ancient tradition from India, that it's spiritual. Prabhupada's a guru, Prabhupada's a Vedic scholar, Parampara, Sampradaya, all that stuff. They're being taught. And they're saying, like here it says on this video, Ukraine, preacher's paradise, because it's new territory they've never been able to preach there before. This is all Eastern Europe and Russia and Ukraine and Poland. All these, this is all new territory that they've just recently, last 30 years, I guess, 25 years, they've been able to get in there and really preach and do something. It's Comic-Con in Saris. Yeah, it's yeah. It is. It's Hindu-Con. It's Hindu-Com, and Hindu-Com. Okay. Hindu-Com. Okay, so this is kind of disgusting here. Let's see. I don't know, man. I wouldn't let this guy get that close to a little baby. I wouldn't let him get close to my kid. I would not let him get that close to my kid. But he's sitting there and he's already brainwashing this little kid by chanting that Hare mantra, that Hare Krishna mantra in the kid's ear, and he's already doing it. He's already trying to brainwash this little kid, and and the little kids, the mom's a devotee, so the kids got no choice in the matter. But having this guy up there doing it is really creepy. That to me is like the creepiest thing. It's Epstein Island type creepy. It's Epstein Island type creepy. It's just really creepy. It's like he's got no business. He's got no business being around these little kids like that. Just if you want to be a holy man, be a holy man. You don't have to be. You don't have to be Grandpa Ananda. I know, he's disgusting. He's disgusting. He is getting his fangs out. If you could take that mask off his face, he'd be like, it is freaky. It's freaky. It's like, why are you so into this baby? Like, why? Like, why? Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand the need to do that with this baby, this old fuck. Just leave the little kid alone. Can you wait till she's 12 before you try to move in on her? Can you wait till she at least can walk? I don't. These guys, man, they're disgusting and they don't care. They don't care. Like what? It's man. That guy's something else, man. It's like all the controversy around him. It's like he doesn't even care. And then now here he goes again. I'm telling you, this guy's got some issues, man. Fuck this guy. Okay, so all I can say about that is, why is he doing that? Why is he jumping into the crowd like that? Does he really want all those women hands rubbing all over his body, holding him up in the air like he's the lead singer of Green Day or something, or I don't know what. Like what is he doing? They got to hold him up. They got to put their hands and hold him up in the air to keep him from falling. I know, Rockstar Swan. Rockstar Swan. What the fuck is this? I don't understand. And why? I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I know what's going on there, but I don't know what is going on there. I mean, this is a holy man. This is a holy man jumping into a crowd so they can all put their hands all over his body. And you know what? You don't know where those hands are going. And I'm not saying somebody's trying to reach out and grab him somewhere, but it's happening. It's happening. And then they're throwing him up in the air like that, and he's, you just, come on, tell me, that's a holy man? That's a holy man? I mean, seriously, this is something that you would see, this is something that you would see at the beginning. This is something that you would see on 60 Minutes if they were doing an expose on scammer gurus. And then they would show this video, and then they'd have him sitting there, and they'd say, so what's going on in that video? And he'd be like, well, I was, this Harinam, and I was, we were getting really fired up, doing fired up Harinam, and I decided I was going to crowd surf. Well, is that really appropriate for a holy man, for a Swami? Is that really appropriate? Well, if it's like Gorahari. Oh, well, of course it's appropriate, because if it's appropriate to blow your nose in the middle of a kirtan and just, then what? I mean, anything goes, right? I mean, anything goes, right? Anything goes. You can do this. He's to me, the more videos I see of this guy, the more an obnoxious prick I think he is. I think he's just an obnoxious prick. Because one, he's scamming these people, and he's doing this bullshit, and he's with these girls and these women, and he's carrying around these women all over the place. He's doing this kind of shit. He's rubbing his hands over little girls. They got a video of him doing that. And that's fucking disgusting. And that's not the only time he's done that. That's the only time someone videotaped him and it got out. The guy's an obnoxious prick, if you ask me. Sitting there acting like he's some Hindu, he's some guru, he's gonna travel around. Diary of a Traveling Monk. Fuck that monk bullshit. Monks don't do this. Monks don't do this. No, I can do it. I can do it because I'm a monk. I'm a guru. I'm Indrayumna Swami. I can do that if I want. Nobody can tell me I can't do that. I can do that. I'm Indrayumna Swami. And no one's going to tell him he can't do that. Friggin' scammers. Friggin' scammers, man. I think Indrayumna always has been bogus in this way, but plenty seem to fall. But I think he's always been bogus like this. I showed that video from 20 years ago when he was playing Krishna in a play, and he had these little girls were the gopis, the little 12-year-old girls, 11, 12-year-old girls. He's a grown man playing Krishna. It's just inappropriate. People don't do that. You don't do that. But he's into human swamp. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He doesn't care. He's like Bhakti Prakash Swami and Jaya Potato Head and all of them. They do whatever the fuck they want. And they want to marry little girls off to their disciples want a little girl, they can have. Chandrasekhar Acharya Das, he wants a 15-year-old girl, he can go get one. Hridayananda ain't going to tell him no. Jayapataka ain't going to tell his disciple, no, you can't have a 12-year-old wife. No one's going to tell Shrutakirti, you shouldn't be marrying that 25-year-old girl. You're 80 years old, dude. No one's going to say shit to these guys. Just like nobody told anybody on Epstein Island, you can't rape and torture whatever these little girls, these little kids. There's nobody to tell them no. There's just nobody to say no. Yeah, watch out for that good rice. Watch out for that good rice, man. There's no one to tell. Diary of a fraudster. Diary of a traveling fraudster, man. What is that diary? What does it say? Oh, Monday, I took 24 women and we marched up and down the beach in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And then the next entry is and then we went to Atlanta and we marched up and down Peachtree Avenue with 36 women and a bunch of little girls. And then I went to Los Angeles and we chanted up and down Venice Beach with a whole bunch of women in bikinis. That's all his freaking. That's all he does. Careful with that good rice, Eugene. Careful with that. Don't spill that rice, man. Yeah, these guys are. This guy. Yeah, look. So I think I'm gonna end it with this. This is kind of an interesting one. This is kind of funny. I don't know. I don't know where I stand on this. This was from a while ago, so I don't know what the outcome is. But let's watch this. I think this is kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny.
A Hindu temple could be coming to the middle of a rural Henderson neighborhood. Tonight, neighbors say they have no problem with the prayer, just not in front of their front door. Here's a better look at the area of the proposed site, not far from Racetrack Road. That's where we find Fox 5's Lauren Martinez live with more for us tonight. Lauren?
John, we're standing right on the corner of Berlin Avenue and Kiel. Residents here live on an acre of land. They love how private it is. There are no sidewalks, no streetlights. Now, tomorrow, the Planning Commission will vote on whether a public temple for Hindu worship will be allowed right here, surrounded by homes.
When I come out here, am I going to be looking at the top of a dome?
Sherry Warren has lived off of Kiel Street in Henderson for nearly 30 years. It's considered a rural neighborhood preservation area. No sidewalks or streetlights. Now a Hindu temple is being proposed just feet away from her front.
You know these white people don't want no brown Hindus in their neighborhood at their temple. You know that's what's good. These white people do not want these brown Hindu Indians building a temple in their neighborhood.
But to put a temple, and believe me, I have no problem with anybody praying for any religion they want, being that I have an offbeat religion.
Oh, believe me, you do have a problem. Believe me, you do have a problem. You absolutely have a problem. Don't pretend like you don't.
Well, in the middle of $1 million homes.
The American Hindu Association is requesting to build a temple complex on 5 acres of land. It would include a multi-purpose building, residence for a priest, second residence for short and long-term visiting pilgrims, and 105 parking spaces.
They've stated that they will have pilgrims living in these residences, rent-free, of course.
Oh no. They're gonna have these brown people are gonna be living there for free in our neighborhood. What are we gonna do? We can't have these Indians. We can't have these Hindu Indians living right across the street. What are you, nuts?
But from 3 to 30 days without them ever being a resident, without us knowing their identities.
Autumn Hood's backyard faces the empty lot. She
doesn't want to lose her identity. She doesn't want to lose her identity because some Hindus want to build a temple right there. Like, I'm sure if it was a church, there would be no problem if they wanted to build a church. If they wanted to build any kind of little church, nice little church with a cross, a little white church, a picket fence, maybe maybe even a Catholic church or something, a little Baptist church, no problem. They would have absolutely no problem with that church. Absolutely no problem with that church. But a Hindu temple? You want to put a Hindu temple? You want to put a Hindu temple in our white neighborhood of $1 million homes? No.
restrict the site to no more than 20 people at one time.
Yeah, I don't really think that's something that they're honestly trying to attain. I think that they're putting that there to achieve the approval. We're not opposed to it being, we're opposed to where they're trying to place it.
Diane Colvert and her husband.
Yeah, we're not against it. We're against it in our neighborhood. That's all. We just don't want it here. I mean, you can build a temple. Just build it somewhere else. I don't want it. I don't want to look at you brown Hindus in my rich white neighborhood.
Moved from Indiana to live in this neighborhood next to their daughter and grandsons.
If they build right here, we live over there. You can't go through. That's a dead end. We can't go that way. So it's kind of a big deal to us.
Yeah, it's a big deal because now we have to go this way. We have to pass by these brown Hindu people, and we don't like that. We want our white neighborhood to be white.
With what we do and how we retired out here.
I don't want to say it diminishes the character because
I don't want to say it, but that's what I'm thinking. I don't want to say it, but that's what I'm thinking. Oh my God. This is so funny. This is so funny.
Again, people can pray where they want, when they want. I have no problem with that.
But not in my neighborhood. You can pray. Hey, you have a right to pray wherever you want. You can pray wherever you want, and I'm all for it. But not across the street. not over there in that vacant lot. Nah, that's too much.
I'm worried about sooner or later when it's time for me to move on. There's a big temple here. Is somebody going to want to buy my house? Is it going to diminish the property value?
Well, maybe you'll sell it to a Hindu. Maybe you can sell your house to a Hindu who will buy it. Some brown Hindu man will buy your house. But what are you worried about?
Around here.
Now, we reached out to the American Hindu Association for comment. We are still waiting to hear back.
Here's the American Hindu Association. The American Hindu Association is like, man, these people are racist. These people are racist. I think that if it's just a Hindu temple, if it's a Hindu temple, and they buy the land and they want to build a Hindu temple there, build your Hindu temple there. If it was an ISKCON temple, then I'd say, hey, I don't want this cult in my neighborhood. This is a cult. These are a cult. This is a pedophile cult, and I want them out of here. Out of here. Get your face out of my face, and that's it. But it's just a Hindu temple. It's just a Hindu temple with no kirtan, no Prabhupada festival, no chariots, no any of that. So they're actually kind of lucky. They don't know how lucky they are that they're just getting a Hindu temple and not some ISKCON temple. So they should actually thank their lucky stars. I'm guessing it isn't an ISKCON temple because they contacted the American Hindu Association. So I'm guessing it doesn't look like a. Yeah, I don't think it's an ISKCON temple. It's just good old fashioned. We don't want Hindus in our neighborhood. That's all. And I'm kind of. Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it's just a temple. I think it's like a Hindu temple. I've been to a few. There's one in Fullerton, California, and there's one in. I forget where the other one is. My daughter did some dancing at the temples, and we went, and it wasn't even like it's not even a big deal. But yeah, it's like I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. These neighbors do not want any Hindus in their neighborhood, and that's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. So, listen, everybody. I want to thank everybody for joining in today. It's a great show today. I have so much fun.
Is the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
So it looks like we got a lot of trolls coming in and watching. I mean, the viewership is up, and so I know a lot of you Hare Krishnas are out there watching. So please like, share, and subscribe. Invite your friends in. Try to get deprogrammed. Try to get your life back. You can absolutely do that. We're all here for you. If you want to reach out to one of us, you can reach out to me or someone in the chat. And, you know, if you have any questions or any issues or anything about leaving the cult, questions about the cult, anything like that, you can reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to. A lot of people are already reaching out to me. I get emails, and I answer them. So if anybody out there is watching and you want to contact me, you can. Where's my little thing? Because I want you to. Where's my thing? Here it is. You can visit me at itsmikesandoval.com if you want to contact me there, or you can leave a comment in the video. But I will contact you if you have any questions. So everybody, I want to thank you all for watching. Please, everybody, have a great day, a great night, great morning, great afternoon, a great evening. Have some great luck. And for all you out there that never seen me before, this is me a long time ago when I was once a Hare Krishna. So thanks, everybody.